In many countries I've visited, I've noticed that women, sadly, don't get the recognition that they deserve, and I really don't understand why. Women are amazing inside and out. They are not only the greatest caretakers and educators, but they are making waves in the world of innovation and entrepreneurship. In today's video, let's discover 3 amazing women I've met around the world, and we start in the lovely country of Pakistan. This is Manon.
And my coma led me to become a traveler.
She's one of the strongest, most unique women I've ever met, and her story is so deep that it's hard to tell in 3 minutes. Manon was one of the organizers for my Pakistan trip, and she flew all the way from her home in Oman to accompany us around her native country. Manon is an entrepreneur and makes a living from trading goods. She's also the head of partnership of Knowledge NGO, the biggest of its kind in Oman. She speaks 6 languages fluently and has lived in 8 countries.
I was born in Saudi and I have lived in France, Scotland, England, UAE, China, Oman, and USA.
But Manon identifies as French Kashmiri.
It's amazing!
Kashmir is the region that's partly owned by China, partly by India, and partly by Pakistan. Her family is from the Pakistani Azad region, where we are filming this video today.
We are right now on the highest peak of Kashmir, which is Pir Chanasi.
As an active traveler to 28 countries, Manon enjoys sharing her experiences on Instagram and YouTube.
I'm the very first Kashmiri girl to travel the world solo.
So far, judging by what I've told you, it seems like Manon is a wonderfully accomplished girl. And she definitely is, but just wait until you see what she's been through to get here. She grew up with ADHD and severe depression. In 2007, she got a stomach ulcer which turned for the worst in 2016 when she had to spend 9 months in the same hospital bed. Manon fell into a coma and was on life support for 15 days. She lost 135 pounds in the process, and her stomach shrunk to 1/3 the size of a newborn baby.
My stomach is the size of my pinky finger.
Now she's been out of the hospital for almost 2 years and has recovered remarkably fast. But her entire diet has changed. Everything she eats, she carries around in her purse.
I'm gluten-free, lactose-intolerant, vegetarian, and my stomach can only take 5 tablespoons a day. So this is what I eat for my lunch, so like 4 bites of corn, equivalent to this, and 5-7 fries.
Every night before sleeping, Manon needs to inject sodium or glucose in her leg.
Kind of my weakness.
She does this for 4 hours every night.
Yeah, I can sleep with it, I watch TV with it, like I can even drive, I just put it in my car with my stand.
Do you travel with how many bags of those?
It depends. I take 1 bag for 2 days. So if I'm traveling for 10 days, I'll take 5 of them.
After all the hardships she's been through, Manon is one of the happiest souls I've ever met. Her goal of seeing the entire world has only just begun. This is a story of strength, perseverance, and courage. Despite doctors saying that she wouldn't survive, Manon has pushed through and nothing has stopped her from living a normal life.
After the blue truck, you're gonna run.
Okay. This girl just simply never gave up. Next, we head over to the Islamic nation of Yemen to hear about the inspiring life story of a young girl from a southern coastal town called Mukalla. This is Sharok.
And I'm living normally as a Yemeni woman.
This young woman comes from the south coastal town called Mukalla, and it's been a very rough few years living through this grueling civil war. On April 2nd, 2015, Al-Qaeda attacked the central bank and seized millions of US dollars before taking control of the presidential palace. Soon after, the entire city of Mukalla was under their control. Schools were shut, offices were closed, and many people were virtually locked inside of their homes for 6 months. But that was all 4 years ago, and now daily life has gotten back to normal.
Life is so safe. We are like the safest governor in Yemen, and we're having our own normal life.
Shrooq is back in school and doing very well.
I'm studying architecture and environmental planning.
And you're also studying English too?
I'm not studying
You
English.
just learned it like you're brilliant.
Yeah, I got it from Disney Channel.
Which movies?
Hannah Montana. Yeah, exactly.
When we think about Yemen, we tend to think about war and terrorism. That's certainly what I thought before arriving here. But things in Hadramaut, at least, the region that we are currently in, seems to be going okay. Sure, there's a lot of police checkpoints and security, but what I've been seeing is markets that are lively, late night concerts that are crowded, and a riverside that is charming. The city is honestly beautiful. People are out and about on the streets just like in your hometown. Okay, let's get back on topic to Sharok and her role in Yemeni society. There's no denying that being a female here overall isn't as easy as in the Western world. There are many restrictions revolving around religion and tradition, which can be discussed in a separate video, but she's doing everything in her power to fight it, starting with showing her face, because about 99% of women in her city keep it completely covered.
I'm showing who I am and my identity. As simple as that. That's how I should be. In my vision, women have the society, so women trying to do what men can do here. So me and my friends and a lot of women do the same what men can do, working, studying, having our activities, a lot of normal things to have a normal life.
Sharok and a couple of her girlfriends started an activist club in Yemen called Takween, which revives culture in Hadramaut.
We're doing like musician nights, movie nights, discussion books. Also we care about how we can develop ourselves as youth to build our own area, small area, to live in peace.
It's amazing how they're all so fluent in English.
Hi, I'm Najat.
Hi, my name is Shrooq.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
Hello, I'm Safa.
When I'm hanging out with them, I feel like I'm home in the US, hanging out with my friends. And believe it or not, being a woman in Yemen does have its benefits.
Yeah, women go next level.
I've spent the last 24 hours with these girls, and I'm amazed by the priorities they have, especially with policemen.
In our society filled with traditions and cultures, they believe that they should take care, and everyone should take care of women, because women need to be protected during this messed up situation. It's good to be a woman in checkpoints and those things, in lines and that things.
Najat stopped by there, but they're so crowded. So he said, okay, we'll make the place for you, Najat.
Who said?
The policeman.
The policeman,
Yeah.
they let you come in.
Women next level.
Women.
Queens.
It's great to see Sharok and her friends paving the way for the future of Yemen. They are so sweet and so sincere, and I really hope the situation clears up so more people can experience their hospitality and see the beautiful wonders of Yemen.
We're trying to have a normal life here despite everything happened. Here in Mukalla we have a simple, normal life.
Amazing, thank you. For the last women's story of the day, we head over to Hong Kong to learn about the life of my good friend Natalie, who is seriously changing the world. This is Natalie.
And I am building an education revolution.
Born and raised in the relentless society of Hong Kong, Natalie grew up with a lot of pressure.
Growing up in Hong Kong is always pushing you to the limits. It's very high pressure and it's very fast paced. I wanted to make my mom proud, and I never was able to be the top student that she wanted me to be.
Because of her hectic upbringing, she became depressed, not knowing what to do with her life.
I didn't understand the meaning of life. I didn't understand the purpose.
She was suicidal and ungrateful for what she had. But then she traveled to over 30 countries, and it gave her a new life, a purpose. She was able to learn about humanity firsthand.
I drove from London to Mongolia in a shitty car across 1/3 of the world, and that was 15,000 kilometers over 38 days. Traveling gave me a very different perspective from what I would normally read in books or what I would hear in the news, and I realized that there's so much more beyond the world of what I see at home. Traveling puts me outside of my comfort zone, and that is when my sensories actually get activated, and I realized that I learned so much more about life and about humanity through going down the streets that I've never gone down before, meeting new people that I've never had a chance to speak to before, and all these moments kind of woke me up to realize that there's so much more beyond the four walls of a classroom.
Traveling inspired Natalie to discover this fascination of gaining knowledge, so she got her master's in education and soon after became a teacher and film producer. But she wanted to create more of an impact, so 3 years ago, she started Own Academy.
Own Academy is an education innovation company that focuses on real-world learning. We offer internship experiences to students to give them what an outside of the classroom experience would look like.
when I compare film class to making films with Own Academy, is like in film class we did a lot of theoretical stuff and then a lot about the history of different filmmakers and how they told stories, but actually making stories and creating films teaches you a lot more than just learning the theory.
In Hong Kong, it's always like what you study is exactly what you need to do, so you have to get into like professionals and stuff. But as an art student who really likes to explore and learn about like the ways in which I can learn about skills, so I feel like Own Academy can help me achieve that.
In the traditional education, students are always learning more about the theories, but in the real world, we're always learning about the practical skills. So what we do is we create opportunities where students get to solve for company problems, and in return, companies can hire the interns based on their portfolio of work.
Her goal is to re-engineer a new education system. She makes the classroom everywhere, a temple, a food market, a festival. Her students are always learning in real-life situations.
We have an architecture program where we work with an architecture firm in Hong Kong, and the students would learn about urban planning all the way to architecture through walking around the streets of Hong Kong, learning about like how the sun hits the buildings, and really design something that is very unique to the demographics of people in the space.
Own Academy creates a new ecosystem of learning where students are connected to industries. They get exposed and inspired early on to find their purpose in life.
Since 2016, we have impacted over 2,000 students and families. I believe in ageless learning, and so our students go from 9 years old all the way to adults.
Natalie's education initiative is starting to get globally recognized, and she has a very bright future ahead.
I was very honored to be invited to be part of the World Economic Forum's annual meeting, and what I'll be doing there is representing the Asian youth voice at the world stage.
If there's anyone I've met in my travels who I feel is truly going to change the world, it would be Natalie. The truth is that Manon, Sharok, and Natalie are just 3 examples of the countless women who are making an impact in our world. I can't wait for women to continue being leaders and making a difference, because if you haven't already realized, they are the ones who make the world go round. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm Drew Binsky, and if you like my travel videos, please click subscribe and join me as I plan to visit every country in the world.